Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elden Ring. In this episode, we are going to head down to the beach and clear this whole area, and then we're going to work our way over to this field and this tower. And once we finish with that, there should be enough time for us to head over to Castle Morne and get started on that. Not sure how far we'll get into it. We'll probably keep going until we're at like 30 or 40 minutes. And then find a good stopping point and complete Castle Morne in the next video. So let's go ahead and get started. I think what I'm going to do is switch from the Twin Blade back to the Uchigatana and quickly go to the Round Table Hold and see if we can upgrade it anymore. So let's run over to Hugh and see what we can do. I'm pretty sure that we have a few more of the level 2 smithing stones.
Well, I took you no matter.
He's saying the same thing. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll be able to upgrade it to a +4. Okay, then we would need 3 more to get it to a +5. So this is going to be a good start. Let's go ahead and use that for the remainder of this episode. And let's head back to the church, and then there's like a little cutoff that we can come up to the beach, and then we'll work our way down. Here we go. And again, we can do the Everjail pretty much at any time, as long as you have a stone sword key. I think this one is just a crimson heal or a crimson scarab beetle. Ooh, swing and a miss. Get over here. Critical. There we go. Alright, so let's head up to the, I guess this is the east. Yeah, the east, northeast area. Go ahead and take out the big one first, get its attention. Come on. Jump at me, man. Wow. Timing for those hits is kind of weird. Alright, so let's take these guys out. And a golden rune 2. And I'm pretty sure that's it over here. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was another Trina's Lily or an Arteria Leaf. It'd be kind of funny. Ooh, I don't have Glintstone Arc. Yeah, that'll be alright. There's a large group of zombie enemies up here, kind of like what we saw in the one catacomb. And Glintstone Arc, you can take out quite a few of them pretty quickly, but they only give, what is it, 36 runes each. So even with it being a large group like that, you're still not going to get maybe 400 or 500. So I don't know if it's necessarily worth farming them specifically for runes, but you can definitely do it if you would like. It honestly is kind of satisfying to see a bunch of them die all at the same time, though. Just make sure you go and get that Gold Moon 5 down at the bottom of the coastline. For sure worth getting. And that's pretty much it for the beach area. Just a bunch of the zombies and a couple of items to pick up. And there's the merchant shack. And one lone guy over here. Yeah, and that's it. So now let's come on up to this area. Are we getting towards nighttime? That's not letting me get into my map. I'm gonna be very careful with these bats, considering how much trouble I've been having with them recently. There we go. Awesome. Alright, so we've got another set of these graves with ruins on them. Let's go ahead and pick all of those up. I don't think there's any particularly massive ones, maybe a level 2 or 3. And never hurts to get more of the level 1s. And there are some wolves up here. So we might as well take them down since we're here. Ooh, that was close. Almost seems like they get timid when their leader goes down, almost like the demi-humans. I mean, they're still going to be aggressive, obviously, but they don't seem to be as aggressive. I don't think that there's any, like, special items up here. Just wait for a Trina's Lily to prove me wrong. Oh, that'd be funny. Okay. Yeah, so just a few crafting items and the tombs over there. And oh, there is one other thing if we come around this way. Let's drop down, get that rune. And then if we take this lower path, that should take us around to exactly where we were. Oh, I'm thinking of something that's a little bit further up. Sorry about that. Now we come up here to the tower. And it is best to approach the tower from this side. Similar to some of the other towers that we've come up to, this one does have that giant ballista at the top. So it is good to be careful of that. And we've got some enemies, including one on a horse. And a few not on horses. So I'm going to try and be careful of them. And that is Golden Vow, so he has increased his attack. And there's the critical. Oh, that was so smooth. And let's run this way to try and get out of range of the ballista. Don't even try it, buddy. What did we get? Some bolts. And I don't think that we got any new items. Nope, not yet. Alright, let's climb. Yeah, let's climb up. We're only going to do part of what we can do up here. And I also want to show something off. When you're climbing ladders, you can use your flasks. That's something that's very different from the Dark Souls games. those you were not able to. You had to be on flat ground to be able to use those. So that's something I wanted to try and remember to point out. So don't open this chest quite yet. And again, you can hit that ballista and break it if you want to. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay, then if we fall and come over here, get another rune. It breaks. You can hear the screaming. It almost sounds like demi-humans, but it's the persons that are hanging up on these crosses. So, alright, he dropped some armor, and a great dragonfly head was on the ground. God, that is just absolutely horrid sounding. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is take out these bats so that I don't die again. And over in this area, we have more dragonflies, as usual for a swampy area. Get some more dragonfly heads if we can. Whoops. Dude, this guy is flying like crazy. Let's get that one. There we go. And same as last time, let's go ahead and get the big guy's attention first. Come on, jump at me. Of course the dragonfly would choose that moment. Get out of my way. Come on. Okay, so the bleed worked really well. I was hoping to get another stagger stun on it, but that didn't happen, so lots of good loot there. And you may be able to hear it. Ooh, gold fireflies. And also see the weirdness on the water right there. But you can kind of hear that tinkling, twinkling sound, indicating that there is a scarab beetle here. So this one is just a, oh my gosh, it's one of the crimson ones, so it will refill our flasks, which is helpful. I guess it's more just like a teachable moment to let you know that there are some that will be invisible. I don't know. I would have assumed that an invisible one like that would have like a really special item, but it doesn't. If you keep going up this way, you'll end up at the minor Erd tree, so we don't need to continue up there. But we will come around this side, fill our FP, and this should be, yeah, there it is, these platforms over here. I want to make sure that I have some magic ready, because there are some bats, or at least one. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I think those are the only two. Yeah, we just got our flasks refilled, so that's good. And we can hear the guys screaming up at the top. And then over here, we can get probably one of the greatest hidden items ever. 4 mushrooms. So, kind of not worth it, but hey, whatever. And then if we come back around this way, we should be able to jump up. Come on. Grr. And be careful because we're so close to the edge. There we go. If you have a hard time getting that jump, then just go back around and up. So we want to come back here to the tower, and now we're going to go up to the top. And we're going to open up that chest. And I'm just taking a quick look at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not. And this one up here is actually really cool. Once we open it, you will see why I told you to wait. So, like the one in Patch's cave, this one is a transporter trap. So this one we actually do want to get trapped in it, because it takes us to a place that we can get out of very quickly. So we are now at the Lanedell capital, and look how close we are to the Erd Tree. Look how massive that thing is. Holy cow. So we can kind of come over this way. Just be very careful. Don't fall down that, especially until you touch the site of grace. But we can kind of get a peek over and see. We've already heard of this place in some of the descriptions that we've read, but you can see there's like a giant stone dragon there. So cool. All right, I just said to be careful, and then I almost fell. So let's come on over this way and head up these stairs, and there's going to be a site of grace. Once you rest at the site of grace, you'll be able to transport, or not transport, geez, fast travel back to any of the sites of grace. You do have to rest. So we've touched the site of grace, but if you look at the map, and also just to show you where we are, and to give you an idea of how flippin' massive the map is. So Patch's cave would have sent us over here-ish somewhere. The teleporter that Dee told us about took us to the Bestial Sanctum in Caelid, and now the one that we have found brought us up here to this Divine Bridge. So absolutely massive map. So gives you kind of a grand scale. But if you look at the sites of grace that we can travel to, you can see that there's a red line through them. So until we actually rest at this site of grace, there's nothing that we can do. And up here we are going to find another golem. This one does have full health, and it is in a very late stage of the game. So be very careful. Just do heavy attacks, and you should be able to get it to stagger pretty easily, and then come and do a critical. And while it's getting back up, come over here, do a couple of heavies, get it to stagger again, and rinse and repeat. If you don't feel like fighting it, that's perfectly okay. There's absolutely no reason that you have to, but if you can defeat it, you will get a very quick and easy, I think it's 2,900 runes. So I think it's worth doing, considering how quickly and easily it staggers, and it typically seems to be falling in a direction that you can get to its weak point very quickly. So yeah, 2992, and we've basically just doubled the number of runes we have. So if you want to not fight it, you can still just run over here and just kind of spam the triangle button or the Y button to pick up this item, which is going to be the Blessed Dew Talisman. And then you can just either die or just run back to the site of grace and save. So this one is worth picking up. Oh, let's read this real quick. Gold fireflies. Found near waters close to minor Erd trees. Firefly that gives off a golden light. Material used in crafting items. Found near bodies of water close to minor Erd trees. The light of fireflies is believed to have an alluring magic. Golden light is considered to invite runes. So this is the one that we can use to craft the pickled gold foul foot, I think. is the name of it. That gets us more runes for a certain period of time. And then we got the Blessed Dew Talisman. A talisman depicting a drop of the Erd Tree's sap, a blessed boon, gradually restores HP. It was once thought that the blessed sap of the Erd Tree would drip from its boughs forever. But that age of plenty swiftly came to a close, and with time, the Erd Tree became more an object of faith. So this one is the talisman. I don't know why I keep trying to get torrent. Let's turn on our lantern. It's a talisman that you can equip that will just slowly regenerate your health. So if you're out in the world and you don't have an opportunity to defeat a group of enemies and replenish your flasks, or if you can't fast travel, you can just pop that on. It does tick very slowly, but it can be helpful and useful in a pinch, I guess. So not enough to level up, which is fine, but we are getting close, especially now that we took care of that golem. And let's see here. So we did that. We did everything down here. All right, so we are doing really good on time. Let's go over to the Castle Morne Rampart, and we should be able to just take a straight shot down to Castle Morne. And it is late night, so let's go ahead and change it to day. You can see the night cavalry over there. Yeah, there he is. So fight him if you want to. We'll get to him eventually. Not sure how soon. I haven't practiced against him, so I'm not sure if we're quite at the level for it yet. But let's come over here really quickly and see. I don't think that his items replenish. No, and we've pretty much bought everything that we're going to from him. This armor is pretty good, and it looks pretty cool too, but I'm honestly pretty happy with what we can pick up, so let's go ahead and get on Torrent and head down to Castle Morne. So nighttime bosses in the Weeping Peninsula. There is the Night Cavalry that we just saw, and up here on the other side of these ruins, actually maybe right over here, I can't remember exactly where it spawns, but similar to the one in Limgrave, which was near these sunflowers that we used to make holy pots, is going to be another death bird. So we will eventually take those on. And yeah, so I think those are the only two night bosses in the Weeping Peninsula. And then we'll still have the Everjail, the Weeping Everjail, that we'll go and try eventually. So let's come on over here. We've already got everything on either side of the castle. Now we just need to go in. And we've got the blue light there, so we're not able to take Torrent in. I didn't realize that the Site of Grace was so close to the door. If I had known that, I probably would have picked it up when we were here before and just fast traveled. Just an empty room, nothing to do in there unless you want to break stuff. Got a knight that looks like he's wearing Godric's armor, or the armor of the Godric soldiers. Let's go ahead and take the elevator up. We probably won't need the lantern once we're inside the castle, but there might be some sections that we do. And I personally don't think that this castle is overly difficult, but just to let you know, I have not practiced it, but I am fairly confident that I'll do alright. So start off to the left here. We've got a group of 3 dogs. Take them down before we do anything else. And we do want to go up that direction. But first we're going to come up here. And there's 2 dogs up here. One there, and yeah, there's another one there. we go. So come over here and get a smithing stone 2. Go ahead and replenish my FP. And if we come over this way, we can get some smoldering butterflies. And as you can see, there's quite a few of the misbegotten over here. So I personally like to just lure them out one at a time using magic or arrows or some kind of like a throwing knife. If they're in the air, like either, well, some of them have wings and we'll come across those a little bit later. But if they're in the air jumping, or if they are flying, you can knock them out of the air. So again, they're not too hard unless you get surrounded by them. So just be very careful of that. That's another one of the big ones with that big axe. So let's try to take down all of the others first. So there's one up there. Go ahead and take another swig of the cerulean flask. There's another one there. Oh, come on. I'm not sure how close is too close to the one up top. What was that? Oh, yeah. So there's some fighting going on up at the top of the castle as well. So some of those noises, there you go, that's one of the flying misbegotten. They're fighting the soldiers up at the top. You can see this guy's obviously a lot stronger than the others. And unsheath. Nice. Alright, so this one dropped an old fang. A rarely seen specimen of beast fang, used for crafting, found by hunting carnivorous beasts. These multiple overlapping fangs grow from a single root. Perhaps they're a vestige of the primordial crucible. And there's quite a few smoldering butterflies around here as well. Oh, wow, they fell down. Let's go take them down. Yay! Dude, don't even yell at me. I'm trying to help you guys out. How rude. Ah, Pumpkinhead. Dude, oh, I'm out of that. Okay, that's fine. So from this point forward, I will not be able to use any of my magic. Which is fine. The katana works well here. And we picked up a fire grease. And when we come over here, let's go inside and get my very favorite weapon of any and all Souls games, the Claymore. This is such a cool weapon. Let's go ahead and equip it really fast and read the description of it. So we don't have enough strength. Well, we do to two-hand it. And we have plenty of dexterity. So we could two-hand this weapon if we wanted to. A large sword with a long straight blade. This heavy sword is usually wielded with two hands, but for those with high enough strength, one is sufficient. In addition to the heavy sweeping attacks, it can also make a heavy piercing thrust, making this a versatile weapon. And its skill is Lion's Claw, skill of the Redmanes who fought alongside General Radahn. Somersault forward, striking foes with armament. And we will be equipping that one right now. It does say that we can use it effectively with two hands. So this has such an awesome moveset. So that's the regular attacks, and then the heavy attack is thrusting. Charged heavy is just a heavier thrust. jumping attack is like just slam down. And then Lion's Claw. I don't have any FP, so I really hope that this works. That is Lion's Claw. So you do like a front flip forward and then slam the weapon down. So much fun. I absolutely love that weapon. I have done full playthroughs of pretty much all of the Souls games using the Claymore. Except for Demon Souls. I typically use, I don't remember what the weapon is that I've used in that one. Probably the magic falchion, I think, or whatever it's called when you imbue it with magic, or I think it's the crescent falchion, something like that. Yeah, that's a fun game too. I might end up doing a video for that one, but we'll see. I'd have to hook up my PS5 to my computer to do the recording, which I've done before, but I'm currently letting one of my kids borrow my PS5 because he's never played Bloodborne, which is another one that I want to do a video of. Ooh, that was good. So if we use the katana and do unsheath, but use our standard attack, you'll do a horizontal swipe, and that worked really well with all of those enemies in front of us. Ooh, we got an iron cleaver, another furl calling finger remedy, and an ambush attack. Dude, just stop it. I'll heal again, why not? Another iron cleaver, and a dagger. Okay, let's quickly read the iron cleaver. A fairly large iron cleaver, commonly used by the maltreated misbegotten. Seeped in resentment, these weapons are swung wildly and relentlessly, often after rushing up to foes. And the skill on this one is Wild Strikes. Swing the armament with wild abandon. Hold to continue swinging. Can be followed up with a normal or strong attack. Wild Swings is actually, or Wild Strikes is actually pretty good. So let's sneak up behind this guy and do a critical. Don't take any chances. Then we got the Steel Wired Torch. This one is kind of interesting. It is a weapon of sorts. So it's a torch wound with a metal wire. The flame can illuminate dark locales or be used to attack enemies. Heavier than a standard torch, but the heated filament boosts fire damage dealt. And the skill is Fire Breather. Blow into torch flame, spreading flames in a wide frontward arc. The flames on the ground will continue to burn for a short time. So that one is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and switch that, just because it's still going to do the same thing, but it's not going to let us do it fully because I don't have any FP. But you can see blow into the flame and then it will it'll just blow fire in front of you. It's really cool. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is come over here to this ladder and continue up and over. We're making good progress here. And I will show you how everything connects momentarily. This part's going to be a little bit difficult. So just drop down here. There's a ladder right here, and also one of him ambushing us. Okay. So I think he was further down that way. This ladder will take us down to this alleyway next to another misbegotten. And over here is the Pumpkinhead. So we might be able to sneak up behind him and do a backstab. So let's try that. There's an item over there as well. Oh, this is dangerous. Ooh, the bleed was good. There we go. Alright, that went really well. I didn't think that the first unsheath that I did was going to hit him because we were in front. Thought it was going to bounce off of his helmet. Alright, so we could have just come this way and climbed the ladder, but there was that whole section from where we climbed back behind where the claymore was that we would have missed out on. So I prefer to go the other way, pick up everything, and then we can kind of finish off that little area. So this section here is so much easier if you have magic or a bow, because there are the misbegotten, there's one right here, and then there are these that fly, and they are much easier to handle when they're on the ground. So I think that actually killed that one. So they typically will shoot, and apparently they'll sometimes dive. And then after they shoot, they do kind of drop to the ground. And that one died as well. And I almost died. Holy cow. Didn't realize that my health was that low. Alright. So from here, we can go multiple ways. We can go down this ladder, which will take us to that little rampart over there. We are going to end up going that way very soon. We can also come this way and drop down to another side of grace, but we don't want to do that yet because you can't come back over here from that side of grace. So we're going to finish collecting what we can over here, and then we'll drop down. You can obviously go to that side of grace and then fast travel back to the front of the castle and work your way back up, but I prefer to try and get everything beforehand. So you can see there is a misbegotten hiding behind there, trying to ambush us, which being ready for it is nice. My unsheath did not work like I thought it was going to. Then we'll just do another backstab here. And we will get a smithing stone too. Short little side path, but worth doing. And then we can come back over here and climb the ladder. And then again, straight down here is where that pumpkin head was. And then let's go back onto the other path over here. So we can take the ladder, or you can just fall straight down from here. It's not too far of a fall. And there's nothing back that way. And because all of that fighting had started up here, it looks like most of the enemies are dead. Well, maybe not all of them. Let's sneak up, do a backstab there. And took care of them. Very good. These guys are actually fairly easy to fight against if you're using a sword and shield, just like blocking and doing the guard counters. So we just picked up a new armor set, which I'm surprised took this long. This one is the Tree and Beast Surcoat. I think this is the one that Godric's, yeah. So armor worn by soldiers loyal to Godric the Grafted. The surcoat depicts the distant Erd Tree and the Beast Regent, an emblem of the golden lineage. Both are symbols of glory now past. So let's take a look at the numbers on that one. All around better. And it keeps us at a medium load. So we'll go ahead and switch to that. And we'll come up here. We're going to talk to a person, and then we'll head down to the site of grace and end the episode. So I'm going to be hitting a little bit more than 40 minutes, which is about what we have been doing. So let's talk to this person here.
There's a face I've not seen before. I'm Edgar, warden of this castle, as ordained by Lord Godric himself. But you can see how things have turned out. The menials have all rebelled. They gave me good service, or so I thought. But it seems it was all an act. Foul creatures, as it said, and true enough, they're foul inside and out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but whatever you come here to do, I'm afraid Castle Morne won't hold much longer. Take this, by way of apology.
Yeah, we got another sacrificial twig. That's nice. And this is Edgar, who is Irina's father. So let's go ahead and deliver the letter.
I see. From Irina. Thank you. I'm in your debt, but I can't leave yet. Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured sword of Morne does not fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, so apparently I've been saying the name wrong. It's Irina, not Irina. Let's try talking to him again, see if he repeats his...
If you see Irina, do tell her that her father will come for her once he's fulfilled his duty. If you see Irina, do tell her.
Alright, so we have delivered Irina's letter. He gave us a sacrificial twig, which is awesome. I honestly don't know if I've ever used one in any of my times playing this game, but the situation could come up, you never know. So let's go ahead and get to the site of grace, and then I will end the episode. And we will continue and finish Castle Morne in the next episode. So we will drop down here and rest. I'm going to make a note for myself that the next time we start up, we're going to go travel back. Let's see if we can level up. We can. We're going to travel back and talk to Irina. Go ahead and put it in vigor. And because he said the next time you see Irina, tell her. So we'll go back and talk to her, and then we can fast travel back to the behind the castle, and we'll work our way back, or work our way down the other side and over to that little island. So that is going to end it for this one. I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.